All right, morning, afternoon, evening, whatever, YouTube preppers. It's Prepping Outside the Box. I'm Josh, and today we are going to talk about physical preparedness. More the micro, obviously, then we're going into the obvious. Some of it might be obvious for some, but anyways. Let's start out. My dad's always said moderation in everything, and I've had my little deals with it. I've always sat there and said all or nothing and things like that, but it makes sense. Moderation in everything, and a lot of that is perception and opinion. But there's obvious things. You're going to have moderation. You need moderation on your alcohol. I know some people are going to love me saying that, but you need moderation on alcohol. You don't want to be drinking, a fifth of vodka every day for a year straight. I mean, there's some things that are just going to deteriorate your body. So there's obvious things that you want to moderate. The thing I'm talking about is perception and opinion. For someone who's very athletic, working out 6-7 times a week or days a week is not excessive. It is moderate to them because they're not maybe doing 2 a days or whatever it is. So everything's going to be perception and opinion for what moderation is to you. And I get that. But going into that, and we'll probably touch back on that, I'm sure, is ailments. So a lot of people, not everybody, have something, whether it's joint pain or some kind of, diabetes, things that are going to hold you back, essentially, from maybe your full ability or whatever you're wanting to do. And I think that a lot of those things need to be identified if they're not already known. For myself, for example, I've got joint pains, I've got arthritis in my back. Recently, touching back on moderation and everything, I was drinking a little too much. Not belligerent, drunk, but too much to the point where my blood pressure was rising. I went ahead and took a break from that, got my blood pressure under control, and that's what I'm getting at is finding and identifying those underlying issues and getting them under control. So if it's joint pain, like for my back, the arthritis, stuff like that in my back, it's strengthening the muscle, strengthening my core. Things that are going to alleviate a lot of the pain, allow me to have the ability to bug out if I need to. Bugging in without pain. But get on those things, and sleep is a huge one. I know people want to grind all day and do whatever they can, but sleep is huge. So make sure you're getting on top of that. And that is not a micro thing. That is a known thing, obviously. But don't do moderation in sleep. Get enough sleep. Being physically prepared. I'm not saying you've got to be some jack dude. I'm not saying you have to be super lean or anything like that. What I'm trying to get at is you getting to the point where you have the ability to do what you need to do. Being able to move weight, being able to, I don't know, so, how do I say this? Holding some weight on your body, I like to call it survival weight. A little bit of that extra fun-loving tissue, as it were, fat. I like to call it survival weight, and it's more of a joke between me and a couple of my friends that are huge into fitness. And but anyways, going back, so you don't have to be jacked, you don't have to be super lean. If it's what you want, it's what you want. But having the ability to do what you got to do, bugging in, bugging out, and getting into that, it's been hounded. I know a lot of people have said it, but ounces equal pounds, and pounds add up fast. So I want to say, and the reason I got into this subject of the physical preparedness and talking about it is because something bothered me, made me want to talk about it. It's so many people have all this gear and all this stuff, but have never really conditioned their body to be able to carry it, to be able to actually move around with it. Obviously, too much is just not going to happen, and people want to be able to save everything, but I suggest that you take your load out, whatever that gear is that you're going to be wearing in a just terrible SHTF situation. Take your gear out, lay it out, take your bag out, lay it out, and separately go through it. If you're happy, great. Then take a scale, weigh yourself, and then weigh yourself with the bag so you know exactly how much, weigh yourself with your gear so you know exactly how much you're carrying for both scenarios. You could do all together, but the idea is to separate them so you can reduce as you need and go through and get rid of non-essential stuff or things you can live without, survive without in both of these. So you're not carrying so much. Like I said, ounces equal pounds and they add up fast. So go through your loadout, go through that bag, weigh it out, reduce it, whatever you got to do. Get to the point where you think it's feasible. And a great way to condition yourself for this. I mean, if you live in the country, great, you can do whatever you want. I live more in a suburb area, and I don't really feel like people giving me crap about it. So instead of putting on my plate carrier and things like that and walking around with it for conditioning, I go a little bit further. I got a Titan weight vest. It goes up to about 60 pounds. I add a little more weight to it because I've been adding to it to condition myself for heavier weights and longer travel. But I put on this vest to simulate the weight that I'm going to carry. Now, obviously, I know people can get into it. Maybe all the weight you're carrying is not on your vest. Maybe it's on a drop leg or what have you, and that is going to the distribution of the weight's going to be different. I'm not carrying equal weight top to bottom on both sides. So you can argue that point the whole time, but the idea is to get the overall weight and condition your body for travel, condition your legs and your shins and things like that. But get something like a Titan vest. You can get Alice pack frames or whatever, throw the 45 pounds on them. Do some kind of ruck marching, in my opinion, so you can get used to those loadouts. But like I said, I got a Titan vest that I put on, and I started out going, what was it, mile and a half, then 3 miles, 3.5, 4, and I started building up. And when I hit 4, I just started going 4 to 5, and I started increasing that increment. Now I'm not doing 20 plus miles or anything. Like I said, I don't have the greatest back, so I take it, carefully. Form is everything. You don't want to sit there and hurt yourself and then set yourself back. But I've been adding to it to the point, and I'm carrying 60 plus pounds, and my loadout is close to 40, just for what I carry on my body, rifle, all that stuff that I put together. So I'm trying to go above what I need, further than I need. I know how long it takes me to get from where I'm at to where a proposed location is that me and the family go. Maybe I got to carry the kids' stuff. Maybe I'm preparing for things to be a little worse than it could be. So go out there, get something to train and physically prepare your body for that stuff that everyone thinks they're just going to John Wick their way through. You know what I mean? You're just going to sit there and throw on the bag and throw on a vest and start going 15 miles. It's not exactly how it's going to work out. I know last time I referenced The Walking Dead when they're walking all the way across the country and everything. It can wear on your body. That goes back to resting and things like that, moderation. Don't go 20 miles in a day if your body's hurting and pushing past 5. But that goes back to conditioning. So anyways, go back to it. Lay out your gear. Reduce what you can. Get some kind of weighted vest so you can, or pack, so you can get used to, condition your body, and being able, and then, like I was saying, for the moderation and everything, know your abilities. Don't go straight into it and think you're going to put on 80 pounds and go walk 15 miles, 10 miles, and just start conditioning hard as you can. Know your abilities. Maybe like I did. I started off small. It's been a long time since I've rucked around. So start off small and build up and find that base point, and then start making goals and building off that, and try to progress to a level that's going to be satisfactory to what your bug out plan is, or bug in plan. I mean, I don't know exactly what anybody's planning on doing, but you're still going to have to be physically ready inside a home. At some point, you probably will have to leave, unless things get better. Who knows? But I always like to plan for that worst case scenario where nothing is going to get better, and that's the whole idea of it, right? Being prepared for the worst case scenario. That's why people plan for zombie apocalypse and stuff like that. But anyways, I hope this got something in the back of your mind. I hope it gave you an idea of what to do to physically prepare for your gear. And I know there's other things to it, and we talked about elements and things like that. But don't just push it aside. Take it seriously. Have fun. Get your kids out there. A huge thing is maybe you're getting prepared, but you're not taking your kids for walks, and they're not used to going there. I know a lot of kids get on video games and don't really move that much anymore. That should be regulated by parents, is what I'm saying. But get your kids out there. Get them walking. Put a backpack on them and take them for a hike. Get them conditioned the same way that you're conditioning yourself. But anyways, it's prepping outside the box. Again, if you want, join the conversation, get in the comment sections, say whatever, and share some information with us. Maybe you think I got something wrong. I'd love to hear your opinion. But like, share, hit that notification, that bell, and follow us along on our little journey here. But it's Prepping Outside the Box with Josh, and I'll see you later.